In this video, we're going to review the WP Grid Builder and we're going to see how it works. Hi, my name is Stratos and I'm constantly producing video tutorials about WordPress. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Keep in mind that this is not a sponsored video and the link that you will find in the description is not an affiliate link. I have no commission, I am not part of this team, but I want to show you guys how this plugin works. So, keep in mind that a lifetime deal is running and we have 7 hours. This is the time that this video is recording. I will post it as soon as it's finished and hopefully some of you guys will catch this deal. So WP Grid Builder is basically, as you can see here, a query, layout and filter plugin, and it can work with Oxygen, it can work with Elementor and every other page builder. Theoretically, I haven't tested, but you can also use it in your Gutenberg. It uses shortcodes, and with that shortcodes you can add them everywhere and filter your archive products, your product page in WooCommerce or any other posts that you may have. It can also work with custom post types and ACF fields. So you can see, of course, everything that it says here and what features it has. So you can also create some grids and some carousels. With that, it has some features for that, and it has some features for cards that you can build your own cards like this. It has a builder inside, so you can create your own cards and filter them out, and of course the filter, which is the main purpose of this video for you guys that you're using Oxygen, and you can create some facets. Let's go to the pricing, and here we have $49 every year for one website, $99 a year for 3 websites, and $249 for unlimited size a year. I think that it's a little bit pricey, and especially if you compare it to Search and Filter Pro, and this is the plugin that I'm using most of the times. And that plugin, the Search and Filter Pro, will cost you $20 for one website and $70 for unlimited websites every year. So it's a little bit pricey, this plugin, but it currently has a lifetime deal. And as you can see, $149 for one website, $299 for 3, and $449 for 100 website. Now, this lifetime deal will soon be off, but also we have a 30% discount for a Valentine's sale, as you can see here, and hopefully you guys will catch this deal because you can buy this in $524. So let's go first to the documentation, and we'll see that they have documentation here that you can read and find everything that you want. PHP filters, PHP actions, JavaScript events, and of course we have the guides here that you can learn how you can create the grids, cards, facets, and how you can filter archive pages and custom queries. So we're going to later on use something from this page. Also, if we go down and see the changelog, I have it open here, we will see that this was released at 2019, so it's about 2 years old now, and we don't have a second version. They are still in the first version. So hopefully they will bring us more feature in the second version. Let's close that and let's go to the website that we're going to use. Sorry for the content that it's in Greek, because I hadn't much time to create another website in English. I wanted to catch this deal and I wanted to produce a video faster. So let's go first to the plugins and we're going to install the plugin. If you have already seen my video for the used cars, you know that I have already used the Search and Filter Pro and create the filters that I wanted for this archive page. So we're going to upload the plugin, and let's grab the plugin and upload it, and then install now. Let's wait. Okay, so I'm going to hit activate, and now we'll have a new field here that it's called WP Grid Builder. As you can see, Grid Builder WP, and let's go first to the settings. Here in the settings, you can see that we have general settings for the plugin, so you can delete the data on uninstall if you want. You can have the post format support, and if you hover and see that information, you must click, not hover. You can see whatever you want to see about all of those settings. The one that I want to show you is this one that says filter custom content. This should be enabled, so you have to start by enabling this, and then you can go ahead and see the next one, which is the color schemes. And here you can select what you want from primary color, secondary color, and as always you can click here in information and see what responds to where. So this is the accent color, and this will be when you click a box you will see a blue color here, and of course you can change to whatever color you want. Let's go to the image sizes, and this is basically for the grids and the tables, the cards that you can create. And then we have also the lightbox settings right here. We're not going to change any of those at this time, and we're going straight to the facets, and here we're going to create the facets that we want for this website work. So let's go first to the page, and this is the page that I have created. It's a custom post type with cars, and using ACF fields to grab the miles, to grab the fuels, if it's an automatic, if the engine is, how many cc is the engine, and what was the first date that it was bought. So again, sorry for the Greek language here, and let's go back to our facets. So here we're going to, as you can see, it has also import, so you can export the settings as well as you can export the facets, and you can import them to another website. And let's go and click here that says create a facet. So we're going to click here. And first we're going to name the facet. The facet name is only for us, so if we have a lot of facets here, if we have a lot of filters, we know which is which. So here I'm going to create the first one, and I will name it color, so car color. Car color. Okay, the facet slug, this is the slug that is going to use inside the URL. It's car color. And of course you can change that if you want to just color or something. Then we have the facet title, and this is the title that it's going to use when this filter is shown in the front end. So you can type something here, or you can skip it and add this in Oxygen if you want, like heading or something. So if you want to style it, you should skip that and add it with Oxygen. And this is what we're going to do. We're not going to type anything inside here. Then we're going to skip all of those, and we're going straight into the behavior. So here is what type of filter you want to create. We have the filter, which basically filters out your products. Then we have the load, and with this you can create paginations, load more, and how many results you want to show per page, and results count. We have the sorting feature, so you can sort the results based on date, on users, or on custom fields, whatever you want. And here you can create two buttons, the apply and the reset, and this is if you want those filters not to be applied automatically. So we're going to start of course with a filter, and once you add something in here, once you choose something here, all the other settings will be for the settings that you have chosen here. So the filter has different types of settings than the load and than the sort and etc. So then we have to select what filter type we have. We have check boxes, radio boxes, drop down, and I don't need to read them all. You can see what it is here. So we are going to create a drop down, because I'm going to select the color, and I think that the color can be only chosen one by one. I don't want the visitors to select 2 or 3 colors. So I'm going to select drop down. Then it asks what kind of filter you want to add. So you can have taxonomies, you can have WordPress fields, and these WordPress fields can be post types, can be user fields, can be terms fields, and everything has different settings inside here. So the post is what kind of post field you want, the post type, post date, and everything else. The user field is displayed the user first name, last name, and the term fields also term taxonomy. So here of course I'm going for the custom field because it's an ACF field. And next we're going to select the post field. So let's open also the field groups from the ACF, and I'm going to open that. And once I open that, I can see all the settings that I have. So everything is in Greek, but I'm going to translate for you guys. You're very fortunate for that. So we're going into the color, and where's the color? Okay, this is the color. So I have the color here and the name of the color. So I'm going back to my facets, and I'm going here in the post field, and I'm going to click, and it says please enter one more character. So I'm going to type the color, and I get ACF, and I have two fields that starts with color. This is the external color, and this is the interior color. So I'm going to use that color. And then I have the filter logic, which can be and or. And means that you will have to select one filter, and if you add another color here, it will take both of those colors, and only the results that have both colors match those two colors will apply, will be shown. So if I use and select black and yellow, a car that has both black and yellow car in the outside will be shown in the result page. If I use the or, it means that black color or yellow color will show in my results. Multiple selection, if I want to check and select more than one, and this is because I have select drop down, and usually drop down doesn't let you to add multiple selection. This is why you can use that, but of course I don't want to. Then we have the filter display, and you can show empty choices if you want, and I'm going to disable that. And if you want to count the results, show you a number next to the filters. So I'm going to disable that also because I don't want to. This is how many choices you want for this to be shown. So you can select how many colors you want to display in the filter. I'm going to leave it as it is, 10. I think I have less than 5. Then I have the order by, and this is for the filter, how you want the filters, the colors to be displayed. So I can go for name, and I can go descending and ascending. I'm going to choose name and descending. And then for the placeholder, so until you select a color, you can have something that it says in the drop-down menu. So here I'm going to put select color. And I'm going to put here this and this, okay, something like that. And this combo box is to replace the browser drop-down with the JavaScript-based combo box, and it includes a search filter and something like that. I'm not going to add that, and I'm going to click Save Changes. Once this change is saved, as you can see, it says indexing, and immediately it will index the results. So it will grab everything and it will add it in the filters. Let's leave that as it's indexing, and let's go to the naming again. And here you will see that we have the WPGB, which is WordPress Grid Builder, and then we have the Facet ID 1, which is for, of course, because we have created our first facet, and then we have Grid 0. So let's copy that, and let's go back to our archive page. So this is the archive page. And as I can see, I'm missing a column inside here. So I'm going to this section and I'm going to create a new column. So in this column, I'm going to select the 4060 and I'm going to change this to 30 and 70. And inside here, I'm going to drop the filter. So I'm going to grab the repeater and I'm going to put it inside this div. Okay. And let's go for 20 for this div, 20. Okay, something like that. So let's save and let's see how it looks in the front end. Okay, and it's looking something like that. So now we can go inside the div. I'm going to add a shortcode. And the shortcode I can paste also here. And it displays an error message here, and as you can see, and this is because the grid is 0. If I go to the documentation, let's go into the documentation, I can see that inside the filter archive page documents, it has with Oxygen Builder, as it says here, you have to put here the WP, which is WordPress, and GP, Grid Builder -content. So I'm going to copy that, and this is the one that is going to replace, where is the archive page, the grid equals to 0. So I'm going to put that, and now everything has gone. You cannot see anything. It doesn't work in the back end, but if you save and go into the front end and refresh, you will see the filter here. Of course, this is also indexing at this moment. For some reason, it hasn't processed the filters, but let's wait a little bit. Let's do that again. And let's wait a little bit for that to be finished. Okay, it's taking some time. I don't know why. Maybe because this is a website that has many changes, and it's something that I have built and deleted so many times, and I think it's a mess in the database. So I'm going to continue with the second, and we're going to see later on what it's going to be. So let's go back to our old facets, and here you will see that. Let's cancel that, the indexing. Okay, so I'm going to create a new facet here, or you can go ahead and duplicate that also. Here you can export, and if you want to edit that, you can click here. And of course, this is a delete. So we're going to create the second one, which will be one that you can understand because it's going to be the horsepower. So we have the horsepower. Let's put the facet title here. So this is of course for the front end. No, we're not going to put any. Let's save this, and by saving you will see that now we have the ID of 2. And let's go into the behavior, and here we're going to select the filter. We're going to select checkboxes just to see how it looks, and then we're going for the custom fields. Here we're going to select for the post field, and let's see the fields that we have in the ACF. And here we have a car horsepower, so we have this one, and let's go and add it here. So I can select that, and then I can select of course the logical combination and anything else. So I'm not going to, and here we have the step, so we have choices number, and as you can see we're going to have 10. We're going to limit the choice number by 10. We don't have any more, and here you can have a show more or show less button. I can sort them out by a choice name or choice value. Here I'm going to select choice value because it's a number, and I'm going to save changes. As you can see, now it says complete here. I don't know why the previous one was it was something wrong with that. So what I'm going to do is going back to my archive page. I'm going to select the short code. As you can see, this is a short code, and I'm going to duplicate that. And in the second one, I'm just going to select here the 2. So this is the only thing that it's different from the previous one. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to see if it looks in the front end, if it's appearing. And I think it's not appearing because I have the short code which is indexing right here. So I'm going to delete that. And let's see now if it's appearing. Okay, and let's refresh here. And again, it's not. So I'm going back, and I'm going to click reindex here. Checking complete, and let's see now if it's working. So let's go here, save again, and let's go back here and refresh the page. Okay, let me check what I've done wrong. So for some reason, probably because of this particular website, it has stuck in canceling and in indexing, and this is why it's not showing. But I have another website open because I wanted to show you for the WooCommerce, and I'm going to continue here. And since I have already shown you how to create some facets, I'm going a little bit faster. I have already added the plugin here, so I'm going into the grid builder, and I'm going to go to settings to enable the setting for the filter custom content. Let's save that. And then let's go to all facets, and here we're going to create a new. And let's start by, since we have a product, let's start by the category. So let's name that category. And the facet title will be none. Let's save that changes just to have something here. And let's go to behavior. And here I'm going to filter. I'm going to select the radio. And here I'm going to select, as you can see, it says taxonomy. So let's select the taxonomy, which will be the product categories. And as you can see, it has everything else inside here already. Then we have the parent term if we want to select any parents, and if we want to include or exclude terms, we're not going to. We're going to show the children categories. We're not going to show the empty choices. We're not going to count those, and the default label is all categories. Okay, and as you can see, you have also the number choices, and you can limit those and expand and show less. So we're going also to sort order. We're not going to sort order. Let's save those changes. So it says indexing and now completed. Let's go to the naming and we're going to copy that. Let's go back to the template, and this is the template, and let's see. Yep, this is the product archive. So I'll edit that with Oxygen. Here it's still saying canceling, so sorry for that, guys, but the website is broken. Too many tests in this website. So now that we have this column, let's open the structure, and inside here I'm going to add a shortcode. And the shortcode I'm going to paste here. And as we said, we're going to replace the grid 0 with the WPGB content. So I'm going to copy that. Let's go back to the archive page and let's paste that. And then let's save the changes and go into the front end and let's refresh. And as you can see, now we have the categories right here. So let's close all of those because we're not going to use that. And as you can see now, I can select the hoodies, and this will be filter, and it will only show the hoodies. And now I can select the all categories, and it will go back and show me all the results. So since I don't have any title, I can now go into the div, and I can select to add here a heading. So I can add anything that I want. I can style that with Oxygen. Select. A category. Okay, I will put that as H4 and the font size 15, something like that. Let's save changing and see how it looks here. And now I have to put the title on top. Let's save that and refresh the page. And as you can see, I have the title top. Of course, I have to put some padding, and I'm going to put a little bit of margin, not padding, here. And let's save changings and refresh. Okay, it's looking good. Now, as you can see, you cannot see the filters in the back end. So if I go here and I think remove the WP content, and let's say leave it that as WPGB, you can see now that you can see the shortcode. Of course, this is not going to work if I save that and refresh. This will not work. It will show the filters, but if you go and select something, it will not filter those settings because you have to have the hyphen content. But with this little trick, you can see the filters and you can style it as you want, so you can leave the space that you want to leave. When you're finished, you can go back and select that and put their content right here, and then this will be gone. So also a good way is to wrap this in a div. So let's click here and wrap this in a div and put the shortcode also inside, so you can duplicate this div, and then you will always have the same space with the title. And of course, it would be a good idea also to create some classes. Let's go and create another facet. So we're going to go into the all facets here, and we're going to create a new. And here, let's go for a color. Let's go for an attribute, since these are products and we know that they have sizes and colors. So let's go for a color. So color. And the facet title will be none. Then go to behavior. I'm going to filter them. I'm going to select drop down. No drop down. This is a color. You can also use the color picker. So I can select the color picker, and then let's go and first check here that says taxonomy, and you can find the colors inside here, the taxonomy in the product color. The parent term include terms. We're not going to change any of those. I'm not going to do anything here. I'm going to show everything, and I'm not going to change anything else. And here you can select the color. So you can put here the value. So this can be red or black or whatever you want. So also, as you can see here, it says that if choice values are valid CSS colors, it will be automatically displayed. So you don't have to do anything if there are valid CSS colors. You should have just save settings and go into the this archive and duplicate the div. Let's duplicate that, and let's go into the shortcodes, and let's choose here to put the second one. Let's save that and refresh the page here. And now we have the colors right here, so we can choose what we want to display. Of course, the select category should change to color. And if I go here and select the red, you will see that now it will change the URL, and it will say that you can have the colors equals to red. Now, of course, I have to select all categories, so I want to remove that. And this color equals red is the one that you are going to use if you are using something that's not working for the colors. So if you want to create custom values, you can put here the color equals to red, the value, as it says here. Then you can change the label, which will be the name of the color if you hover it. And then you have the color, or you can select the image that you want, and when you click the image it will filter out those options. So let's add also another one. Let's create now another filter, and it will be a little bit different. Let's go to all facets again, and we're going now to create a new facet, but we're going to create a new kind of facet, would be a sort one, a sorting one. So let's go for a sort by, and this lag will be sort by. The title will be removed. I'm not going to put any title, and for the behavior I'm going to put here the sort. So here I'm going to select which field I'm going to sort those products by. So here it says enter a label. Then we have the order by, and this so for me should be the price maybe. So we're going to put a custom field because as you can see, you don't have anything inside here for the price. So I'm going to select custom field or custom field numeric because it's a number. And then we're going to select here that says custom field, the price. So I'm going to hit price. So we have the WooCommerce price, sale price or regular price. Let's select the price. And here for the label, I'm not going to put anything. Let's save that. And as you can see, we have other options also. So I can select here. Okay, let's go for price here because we're going to select something else. And the second label will be the newest title. Let's go for title. So this is title. So we have the post date. This is the post date, and this we're going to use like a title. Sorry, not post date, post title. And then we have the newest, something like that. And this is the post title, post date, sorry. So this should be ascending and this should be descending. Okay, so let's save that and let's go back to the archive page. Here, let's correct this. Select a color and let's duplicate the div. Now I'm going to put that div on top because it's a sorting field. And here I'm going to select here and I'm going to remove the title. I don't want the title to have it here. And I'm going to select the sort code and put here the number 3. Okay, let's save that. And let's go into the products and refresh. So now that we have here, as you can see, it says price, and then we can select the title, and this should be arranged the title. And then we can select also the newest, and it will show me first the WordPress peanut. And if I go to my WooCommerce and products, I'm going to see that the latest one, the newest one, is the WordPress peanut. And if I go back to the price, you will see that I now have the price. Now, I wish here it would have also another option just to add something and say order those by something else, because once the page is loading, it's not showing you anything. Because let's delete that and let's go to the shop page. You will see that I have something selected here. It's the price, but it's not sorted by the price. You don't have any filters here, so you don't have them sorted by the price. You have them sorted by the name, as you can see. So I would like here to have something to select which I want to go first, and if I want to apply a filter once this is opened. But since I don't have, I have to put the title here first, just to have something to work. So let's go and delete that, and let's save the changes again, and let's go here and refresh here. And now I have the title here, as you can see, and this is not refreshed by the title at this moment, but because WooCommerce refreshed those by the name, it's working, even though this is not applied this particular field. So one more thing that I would like to show you is if you read the documentation, you have also the filter custom queries here, because I was looking if this plugin does this particular thing. Using the Search and Filter Pro, it has an amazing feature because you can select which query you want to filter. So if you have 2 or 3 repeater fields that brings you product, because you may have a news website and it has groups with posts, and you want to filter some particular groups, you can select which filter will go to which group in the same page. So this is something similar. You can go and add some things in the classes and inside the HTML, and it will filter the particular thing that you want to filter. So I really like that they have also this option. Let's also go and create another facet, which will be the button. So let's go to all facets again, and let's create a new facet, and this will be a button. So let's go and select here button, or apply button, or something else. Why I'm always using Greeks? Button. Okay, facet flag is a button. Name, I'm not going to use a name. And let's go to behavior and select here apply. And here you can redirect to a page if you want to do that. And if you don't want to do that, you can just click it off. And here it's the label inside the button, which will say apply, not apply filters. And then if you want to execute facets, to exclude facets, and here is if you have other facets inside, because you have maybe create also filters in another page and you want to exclude those running in the same page. Of course, they'll not be applied, but they will not, you don't want to run it all the time. So now that we have checked this, let's go and save that. And let's go back to the naming. As you can see, we have the for now, and here we're going to go here. We're going to duplicate that, not the heading, sorry. Let's go and duplicate the div. Here, remove the heading, and let's go into the shortcode and put here for. Okay, let's save that. And once you add here a button, you will see immediately that it will stop changing those settings automatically. So if I select hoodies, you can see now that nothing is changing. You have to select here that it says apply. Now that I have select apply, you can see that all those changed. If I go to all categories, I have to select also the apply here. Also, you can create a reset button down here that you can click if you want to reset all those filters that you have applied. So for the review, I really like the plugin, and I do like that it has, of course, a lifetime deal, and I grab it before it ends, the lifetime Valentine sale ends. So I got it 30% lower, which is great. And something that I would like to see are some things that I would like to see. If we go to the facets here, we're going to see that they have everything inside here, but we cannot group them. So I would like to group them according to something, according to the page, according to a term, according to something else. Because if I have a page that a website, not a page, and I have created 4 or 5 different pages with filters, then I can have something like 20 filters inside here, and I have to go and remember where is where and what is what. So I have to go every time and select the correct one depending on the things that I'm going to read here. So I would like to group them and name that those fields are in the archive post page, the other group is in the product archive page, and that goes like this. Now, if you check the features, it has more features actually than the Search and Filter Pro, which I'm using more of the times, but I think that they are not so overwhelming. So I got a few messages from the community that said that when they saw the filters and the settings from the Search and Filter Pro, it was too much information, and that was something that they were afraid of. But I think it's a cleaner. Also, I like that you have the short code and you don't have one short code for all the filters, because you can go and select if you want to have filters to be a drop down, and then it will be put inside a toggle feature. So you can toggle the title, and once someone opens the filter, he can choose the select a category, he can click here, and then he can see all the features. So you can have many filters inside here, and they will always be toggled off. And once someone wants to see something, it will be toggled on. And this is very good also for a mobile view. So that was my review, guys. That was my tutorial. I would recommend to buy this plugin if you're using Oxygen or if you're using another page builder, because I think it's amazing. And thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.